Roll call.
Zittergruen. Here. Chisel. Hadley.
Here.
Olson.
Here.
Johnson. Neal.
Here.
Luce.
Here.
Is there anybody who wishes to speak to the council on something that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, consent agenda.
Item A, minutes of the January 3rd, 2022 City Council regular meeting. Item B, claims. Item C, renewal of Class C liquor license with Sunday sales for Mabes Pizza. Item D, appointment of Donnie Shimmick and Aaron Turbest to the Decorah Tree Committee. Item E, appointment of Dan Bell Richard to the Board of Adjustment. Item F, reappointment of Maria Leitz to the Decorah Human Rights Commission. And appointment of Joshua Rattel Khan to the Decorah Human Rights Commission starting February 1, 2022.
Move the consent agenda for approval.
Second.
Moved by Luce, seconded by Zittergruen. Roll call.
Zittergruen.
Aye.
Chisel.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Conduct a public hearing for easement agreement with Vesterheim. Do you want to give just a little bit of background before I open up the public hearing?
Sure. So the public hearing is for consideration of, based on a building project that they have to extend footings with, Jeremy, help me with the name of the building. What's the building?
The
they're
Kerry
tearing down?
building.
The
Kerry building.
Kerry building. Thank you. So as part of the project, that'll come down, a portion of that'll come down. They're building a new commons area. The footings need to extend for them to go up to the property line with the building. The footings would need to extend in the city right away. They are also proposing to have accent lighting at grade, at street level, projecting upward against the building. So this is an easement agreement just for those two facets, but staff wants to point out that there are canopies that are associated with this project that extend into the right of way, but that is allowed by ordinance, so does not require an easement.
Okay, I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak at this public hearing concerning this easement? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Consider resolution 3242 approving easement agreement with Vesterheim.
I move resolution 3242.
I'll second.
Motion made by Zittergruen, seconded by Neal. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Zittergruen,
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Chisel,
Aye.
Hadley,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Motion carried. Resolution, 3238, setting a public hearing and considering a signed boulevard easement lease agreement with A&M Coffee LLC.
Okay, so this is a redo. I should preface with not on staff's causing, but A&M Coffee is going to operate scooters. Almer Properties is going to own the property and have a lease agreement with them, which is going to be for 30 years. So the requested substantial change is that this easement agreement, it's the same as the last one for all intents and purposes, except 25 to 30 years. Would you agree with that, John?
Correct.
So we're gonna have it's gonna be with Almer Properties, right?
John,
Did-
take it.
Yeah, so when we originally had this, before the council, we were just aware of one party involved, A&M Coffee LLC. So we were operating under the belief that they were going to be the owners of the real estate. And council passed that that lease. And then it came to our attention that no, excuse me, Elmer Properties is going to own the real estate and lease it to A&M Coffee LLC. And the reason the lease for the sign would be with Elmar or with A&M Coffee LLC is they're the ones that are running the business. They would be putting up the sign. Really, the underlying property owner of the coffee shop would not have anything to do with the sign because it's signage for their tenant. Now, in reality, these are probably all the same people, but they're two different legal entities. And so we had the lease you approved before, unbeknownst to us, was not accurate. That's the bottom line, because it did not involve or did not accurately recite who the parties were and their roles.
Does the resolution do both parts of this?
This resolution is just setting a new, we have to go through the same process again, set a public hearing, hold a public hearing, and pass. I didn't think this was minor enough to just change it because there's a different party involved, and it's a different relationship as far as the ownership of the land where the coffee shop is.
So the resolution does not make the easement lease agreement. It just sets a public hearing about this.
Right. But again, go back to my, warning or urging, if you have any questions about the substantive terms of the agreement, now is the time to discuss those, because if you want to change them at the next time you consider a resolution on it, we might have to go back through this whole thing again. But if your concern is, I just don't want to approve this period, well, that's, you can just vote on that later, or I suppose you don't have to approve setting the public hearing,
So
but
Well,
actually,
I just have a question. Go ahead.
because actually it doesn't change anything like what we've discussed previously, except for the fact of clarifying the parties.
yeah.
that it-
What I would also say is you still have a lease for this sign. Now there's some problems with it, but there is still a valid lease there because we entered that. Now, don't ask me exactly how that would work in this situation, but we got to correct this somehow.
Okay, so my quick question is, if we assign the lease, the easement, right now it's assigned to A&M Coffee. If it gets assigned to Almer Properties, does that mean that if Almer Properties decides to lease it to somebody else, they can put another sign up there and it wouldn't come to us? That's what I want to know.
Okay, that goes back. We still have the assignment language in here. Lessee, who in this case is A&M Coffee LLC, lessee for the purposes of the sign easement, cannot assign the lease. It's non-assignable and is personal to the lessee. Is your question if Elmer Properties sells that?
No, let's say A&M Coffee leaves and Almer Properties says, oh, here's a new tenant. They want
Oh.
to put up a new sign. Can they put up a new sign?
No,
without- Okay.
then this terminates.
Okay.
And also we have the provision, and I think this went in
Right.
based upon the council before, is if there's any alteration to the sign. So if you had a Starbucks, I'm not saying that Starbucks would come in, but let's say Starbucks wanted to go in there, that would be a change that would initiate another council review.
I have a question about the lease that's floating out there, to use your legal language.
Mhm.
What should we make this contingent on A&M surrendering their easement? I mean, what happens when there's two easements on the same thing with two different legal entities?
Let's see. I think we mentioned that in here. And I talked with their counsel about that, and that, that this would replace the old one.
Right.
Yeah, we can also terminate with 30 days notice. And the other thing I thought when I talked to the other council was we're dealing with the same people. And it seemed like that lease, I believe, had not actually been recorded yet. So I wasn't concerned about, an abstract showing up and there being two leases. So, I wasn't concerned about that because I thought, well, do you have the Elmar property sign an agreement releasing it and all that stuff? And it just seemed like it was,
I would consider resolution 3238, setting a public hearing with the caveat that staff executes the 30-day termination with Almar before the public hearing.
I'll second. It's with A&M, but yeah.
So we have a motion made by Ross, by Hadley, seconded by Neil, that the lease would be terminated before the public hearing. Is that what I heard?
initiated.
Yeah, initiated.
Initiate.
Yeah.
And the public hearing would be set for February 7th?
It doesn't say on the agenda what the date would be, but
It says it in the background
Yeah,
notes.
Okay.
February, so we have an extra Monday this month.
gotcha.
So the traditional, we're out a full month, doesn't apply in this scenario. This would be considered because the council has also set a easement agreement on the driveway
egress,
portion.
egress,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yep.
For the 7th as well. So we thought 7th is the best date.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Hadley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Luce,
Aye.
Sittergruen,
Aye.
Chisel.
Consider resolution 3240, setting a public hearing for the proposed fiscal year 23 maximum property tax dollars as required by SF 634. Travis?
Okay, so this is the maximum property tax levy notice that we are required by state law to publish. And the public hearing must be held before the council can take action to approve setting the real public hearing for the actual budget. If you sense sarcasm in there, it's because I'm laying it on a little thick. The maximum levy notice is not truly the maximum levy that the city can nor will actually end up levying because the debt service levy is not considered as part of that. So that is, roughly $3.50 that doesn't get attributed for in that notice. So it creates additional confusion, in my opinion, among the taxpayer. But that's not for mine to determine. This is something council must approve to comply with state law.
And this is for setting the public hearing. And we have done this in, I know, at least the last 1 year, maybe 2 years.
Luce
Oh,
has moved 3240.
Second.
Okay, moved by Luce, seconded by Hadley. Any further discussion? Were we setting a particular date?
7th again. 7th
Okay.
again.
On February 7th? Roll call?
Luce,
Aye.
Hadley,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Sittergruen,
Aye.
Chisel.
Motion carries. Consider approval of HOBS LLC site plan.
Yes, I'll start with giving some brief background. The Hobbs LLC site plan is for a small triangular shaped lot at Payne and Dudley. And it's a unique parcel. Like I said, it's triangular shaped, currently vacant, nothing on it. As part of that process and proposed site, as part of that process, 3 variances have also already been granted based on the proposed project because of setbacks and encroachments there, as well as planning and zoning's review and recommendation for approval for this project. There were a couple things listed from the city engineer. Concern would be to kind of a strong word for him, but a couple of things that need to be identified yet: water, sewer service, grading, finished floor elevations, things like that. Did we get an update? Not yet. but those would be part of the building permit that's also pulled. Those are requirements there.
Did we get any feedback from neighbors or anything?
So no written objection. This would, it's not something subject to public hearing, but I haven't received any written complaints or anything on it. No verbal complaints.
I had two individuals call me in reference to it. They were concerned mostly about the alleyway that would be shared. These people lived on Division Street. And I think at the Board of Adjustment meeting, Bruce addressed that as well. So I think the people were pretty satisfied with what he'd said when I spoke to him again.
Yeah, because one of the setbacks that it was an encroach on was the alley side that we did share a little bit of a, I say we as in staff had a little concern on snow removal and access through the alleyway that we did. And we did say, as that snow gets pushed and piled up, you might have some crimping of steel because it's a steel building. So there was just full disclosure on that part, and now it's being recorded. So
And both P and Z and Board of Adjustment, the discussion was very positive. They answered the questions as need be. Do you have
I'll make a
questions?
motion. No, I'll make a motion to approve Hobbs LLC site plan.
Second,
Motion made by Hadley, seconded by Olson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Hadley,
Aye.
Olson,
aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Luce,
Aye.
Zittergruen,
Aye.
Chisel.
Okay. Appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. There were two openings. Terry Burns and Tony Clark chose not to run again. We had 3 applications, and according to guidance from Travis, I'm recommending Holly Riley and Hannah Gary. And your recommendation was to vote separately on those?
Yeah, so this is a mayoral appointment with council approval. So the mayor has put forward 2 candidates for consideration. If they're done one at a time, since there are 3 candidates that did apply, council can vote yes or no, but there can't be a motion from council to incorporate the 3rd candidate instead of one of the other 2. So that's where I encourage the mayor to do one at a time.
Okay.
Move for the approval of Holly Reilly to the P and Z.
Second.
Motion made by Chisel, seconded by Luce. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chisel,
Aye.
Luce,
Aye.
Zittergruen.
Aye.
Hadley,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Thank you. Hannah Gary,
I'd move for approval.
Second.
Gee,
okay. Who gets it? Olson?
I want it. Can I have it?
Seconded by Olson. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chisel,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Zittergruen,
Aye.
Hadley,
Aye.
Johnson. Or sorry, Neal.
Aye.
Luce.
Motion carried. I'm really excited to have 3 females on the P and Z since it's been a while. Just as I have done with any of the other positions, I will contact Jim, as new things come open. And so that we can continue to fill in with people who have chosen to apply if it fits for them or if they want to wait till the next term.
You could ask Jim if he wanted to put on one of our openings for Sustainability Commission, because he'd be great.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. Okay, discussion of possible action regarding the IUB filing. Do you want to kind of get background on that, Travis?
Yeah, this should be pretty brief. This was put on the agenda as a placeholder because the city has a relatively short window once the IUB staff comes back with a filing or a response to the complaint filing with Alliant. We haven't received a response yet. MEU is planning to have a special meeting to review it, make recommendation to council. So at this point, it's be aware that once that's received, MEU plans to meet And I believe the mayor will call a special meeting of the council to act on their possible recommendation.
And that's because there is a required deadline as far as replying back, which is like 14 days.
Correct.
something
On the,
like that.
s-
It's a,
if the city or Alliant were to respond to IUB's findings, that
it'd be a
it's 14
quick,
days. It's
it would
quick
be a
turnaround.
quick turnaround. Okay,
When is their time up that they have to respond?
End of this week.
End of this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, city manager, department head, council reports.
Not a lot to report on the city manager side. Been working with Carrie considerably on budget preparation. Yeah, not much to report at this time.
Okay. From the mayor's side, we've been working with the sustainability committee to make sure that we have quarterly community discussions. There was a gap, but we will be having one on Tuesday, January 25th, which is next Tuesday at 5 PM. It is totally by Zoom. And there's quite a few people that I've sent that out to. And it's mainly for people to be able to just give a little bit of update of what's been going on, but also to be able to see some of the new faces that are in the community. There's been several faces, well, we've got two on ours, but there's also other community members that have. So it's sort of just an initial community meeting via Zoom. So that is at 5 PM. And I think I may have sent it to most of the council, but we will be sending it out as a PR, and we will have the link available if anybody would want to listen to that too. Let's see. Are there any other matters?
One of the department, Kristen, I was like, I knew I had one department head that needed to say something.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm. Anything else? Let's go this way. Ross, anything from you?
I spoke with the principal of Rebound Partners, who were interested in some downtown housing. And the mayor, you had suggested that Emily and Steve and I be the liaisons talking to them initially.
Mhm.
And we've set a Zoom meeting for Tuesday, February 2nd, I believe,
Okay,
to continue discussions.
and you'll get more information on them. That's great. Okay, anything else?
Please get vaccinated.
Okay. Steve Zittergren.
Thank you, Mayor. Two things. First, as a follow-up to the letter that we're still waiting on from the IUB with their initial proposed resolution to the complaint that we filed. Like Travis said, the MEU task force will be meeting as soon as possible after it. It's very likely that that meeting will be Monday at 9:15 a.m., the 24th, but that's not guaranteed. And so I just encourage you, if you're interested, to pay close attention to the city website. I'm sure we will email the council when that meeting's scheduled too. So then the second thing is, thank you to the library for getting rid of late fees. I saw that you collected about $150 a month, and I think that my family maybe accounts for 30% of them or so. So I'm really excited to have a little extra money in my budget.
Anything else? Steve Luce?
Good evening. I'm extremely distraught over the state of the state address that was given recently. I think our governor is lost. And I'm going to say that publicly because I don't know what she's looking at. We have a dire situation going on. I'm a little concerned that people inside this meeting are not masked. Like, this is more contagious than anything. Measles, folks, extremely contagious. So please, not only be vaccinated and boosted, wear a mask, distance, keep your hands clean, pay attention to public health. Thank you.
Kristen? Emily?
Yep. So one, I just want to say thank you for the budget. I'm sure it was a lot of work. So I want to extend my thank you. And then the Sustainability Commission meets on Wednesday, and I just want to verify that we are meeting as a council for the work session to discuss priorities for the sustainability plan on January 24th.
24th,
Yeah,
correct?
on the 24th. So our work session will be on looking at the sustainability plan for priorities. So I really encourage folks to relook at that plan, make sure you understand what's in it. I think it would benefit us. Some of them, like the speed limits on our city streets, we could maybe eliminate some things from the plan and have that discussion as well as things that don't make sense for us now, 5 years out, or not 5, quite 3, but so just know that's coming up. I'm really excited to look at that. And I know the commission is really excited to look with us at that. Other than that, thanks everybody for snow removal and dealing with COVID and all the things that we're dealing with right now. So thanks.
Randy?
I have nothing this evening, Mayor.
Nothing. Okay. Move for adjournment. Okay,